You must know all kinds of things back there behind the curtain.
So we went to the movie Crypto last night, the new feature film, I guess is what you would call it, with Kurt Russell. He's the biggest name actor in that.
Yeah.
And then also the Hemsworth, not Chris, but his brother, who's a little bit maybe shorter and stockier character. So yeah, we went and saw Crypto.
Directed by John Stahlberg Jr.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give John credit for his work.
Yeah, definitely.
And a bunch of writers. It took a lot of people to make it make no sense.
I warned you.
But this actually shouldn't come as a surprise because most people, when the trailer came out just like out of nowhere. I feel like I didn't really see much of a build-up until this movie came out, but it got a lot of pushback, just generally because they were like, this is really dumb.
I don't remember the trailer. Like, what happened in the trailer that people were reacting to?
I have what you want. No, let him go.
We both saw the movie.
Yes.
I was not super happy with it. Maybe you have.
I mean, it's a bad movie. It doesn't make a ton of sense. Early on, I liked the fact that they were going for this weird Twin Peaks thing. Like, there was a number of like weird things. Like, there's a woman singing karaoke with a dog on her shoulder. There's some weird. There's maybe only one actually, like weird camera glitch things.
I think there was a couple, but they were so spread out that it was like, was that on purpose?
Yeah, or did you just screw up your editing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't know, like there's like some like over the top stuff that I couldn't tell if it was just like trying to be melodramatic or if they really thought that's what small town America is like. You know, I don't really know. Maybe a little bit of both.
Like, it wasn't really explained how crypto had anything to do with the plot. Like, it was, okay, the Russian mafia is laundering money through crypto and also art, but like,
right.
that really wasn't a huge
Crypto and art.
part of it necessarily, you know?
The crypto is totally tacked on. I mean, it was 1,000,000% tacked on. That's true.
They don't want, money laundering to be one of the big things, but that is one of the dark things that they think happens with cryptocurrency.
Okay.
It does seem to have, like, the Russians are using it for money laundering, and as we know, people who are kind of into it, it's a lot more than that. It's not just for dark web, it's also just as a different, another currency that those of us who are interested in it are hoping, starts to be used more often. So.
Cool.
It was also that, like, banks were using crypto to wash money.
Right.
So, like, which that was funny because, I mean, here at CoinDesk, we cover any of the slightest interest that any bank shows in crypto. Like, we're super fixated on that. And they're not showing much interest. And this movie presents it as like all the banks are in, they're deep in, they have so much Bitcoin, they're doing all these complex, advanced things with Bitcoin.
It's uncertain to me how high these conspiracies go.
His friend at the liquor store he owns the liquor store, but also mines cryptocurrency in the freezer.
Right.
And this was one of my favorite parts, is where they're showing what cryptocurrency is mining, and it's like Bitcoin, Ethereum,
Waves, NEM,
Waves.
yeah.
And then at the bottom, it's like separate blockchain.
It really said separate blockchain. Like
Yeah.
it said it on there. One of the most insightful things in the movie, I thought, though it also, like, it was weird. So not quite the first scene, but, like the second scene in the movie, you see him, he's getting dressed down in the bank because he did too good of a job researching a deal and found a bunch of shady stuff, which made it impossible for the bank to do a big deal that they wanted to do.
You've made it impossible for a company with revenue exceeding $7 billion to do business with us.
He was like, we don't even actually want to have an anti-money laundering department. You guys are just a thing that the feds require us to have, and that sucks. And so it's crappy you did such a good job. So I thought that was an insight because I sort of believe that that's how banks do think about that. So
Okay, I mean, they could, yeah.
I think that that's true, probably. I mean, like, if you look at all the stuff that happened at HSBC in the last few years,
Sure.
I think they would just rather not deal with it. So I bought that.
Where did you find this kid?
Top of his class at Wharton. First round draft pick on Wall Street.
This kid was like top of his class at like whatever school, super bright future, really good at math. And he wanted to be an anti-money laundering officer, which is weird because, like, who would want to do that, right? Like, if you really hated crime, then you'd go work for the FBI or whatever.
I'm an AML officer, anti-money laundering.
What brings you in today?
It's never explained, like, why he would want to have this, like, low-ranking job at a big bank. He just does.
Right. Whiz kid, but he wants to be an AML.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Which
that doesn't really make sense.
I don't believe that's how that works.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I think that's where, like,
No.
the like also rans go.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
AML officers of the world. If you're watching this, I'm sure you're amazing, but I don't know.
I'm also sure you're not watching this, so it's fine. They also played against, you had said this, sort of like the city boy versus country boy a lot, which coming from a smaller rural area,
Yeah, me
I was
too.
just like, this is nonsense. This is really annoying now. You know, it's like the two brothers, the brother who didn't he went to the army and then has PTSD, so he's all angry all the time. And he's really mad that his other brother went to New York and became this bigwig banker.
Right.
And the dad is also like bitchy about it.
They're reassigning you to Elba, New York.
That's where I grew up.
Also, just somewhat of a funny aside on that particular thing, the guy who plays the brother who is like in the shadow of his other brother who's done much better is Chris Hemsworth's brother,
Yeah,
right?
That's the Hemsworth guy.
Yeah, which is just funny because he's like, you know, I'm sure he also has some like real life.
Oh, right. Yeah. He really knows how to play that role.
Right?
I found this on the porch.
So we actually went to the movie theater right after they were showing a red carpet premiere. So that's why we were seeing so many, but I thought it was really strange. Also, like, there was only 5, except that the whole theater, they said, was full. 150 people. I don't know where these other people went who were like part of the film, but they were not.
Couldn't find him.
We couldn't find them. The 11:10 show, so in the morning, 11:10 a.m., there was only 4 people. The 2 p.m. show had only 3 people. The 4:50 show had 7 people, and the 11 p.m. had 7 seats sold. I was there around 10:30, so there probably wasn't going to be much more than that. And then the show we went to also had like 7 to 10.
I think it was 10.
Okay, but
And
somebody did walk out before the movie ended.
Right. I had a very strong impression that everybody in that theater was just people who just kind of went to whatever. It definitely did not look like, crypto folks coming out to check out.
No. Or like that one Kurt Russell fan who's like, I have to see everything Kurt Russell
right.
does.
No, it did not.
No.
It was not that vibe. There was just a certain sadness to everyone who was there.
Yeah.
I need to talk to the owner. You're acting like you want to find something wrong.
You're acting like I'm going to.
I mean, I would rate it with the first word of the movie, which is fuck.
Well, I mean, sometimes fuck, though, has a connotation where it's like, fuck yes. But is this like a fuck no?
It's like a fuck, I came to this.
Yeah, okay. I will second that.
When I see things like this, I get pretty worried.
It's not really the reality of the thing. I mean,
Right.
crypto is not all about that. It's about something else.
Right.
That was it.
But nobody can be prepared for whatever that was.